something a little bit different. You know, we generally do 10 minutes of flow rolling before drills. Not today. Want to try something. We'll try to link the concept that we've been working off of, the concept of connection. And we know that we connect to another person, we connect to the ground, we can connect to ourselves. We're not going to have a person that we're connecting with, but we have the ground, and I guess we have ourselves. So I want you to practice connecting with yourself to the ground, and do this slow. Like really try to feel those different connections. It's essentially like flow rolling without a partner. So I'll do a quick little demonstration of this, and hopefully you'll understand what I'm talking about. The sky's the limit. You can be as creative or as basic as you want, but explore those movement options and explore your creativity. Let's give it a try. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, okay, so time to get to it here. So we're looking at detachment now as our second principle, detachment. And we introduced this on Tuesday, did some specific detachment drills, thought a lot about it. Okay, how can we kind of convey this concept? And I think I have some stuff that I'm hoping will really click with you guys. Can I borrow you, Peter? So let's take a look at, from turtle position if you would, from turtle. Let's take a look at what my options are here when I'm connected to him, and then what can go south if I'm afraid to give up those connections. And this has happened to me time and time again. So I find connections. Here's some things that I can do from the turtle position here if my connections are strong. Locking him in here, I get my hand in the lapel and I make a connection there. And now I start walking. I can put my hand here to the thigh to help prevent his movement, and I walk, and now I'm connecting my rib cage to the back of his shoulder, and now I'm pulling up and I'm getting a clock choke there. We can also grab the pant leg here as a connection, or sometimes I'll grab the hand here like this and I'll get that clock choke. Another option is drive this knee in. So I'm connected with my back and my elbow. I drive this knee in, I get my harness and I tip him, put my top hook in, pull him this way, set this hook, or pull him all the way over to set the hook there, and now I start going on the attack. Another option is to put this far side hook in. Connect, open him up a little bit, put that far side hook in, and going after either the arm or the bow and arrow choke. So those are just some things that I can do via connections to the turtle position. Here's what can go south on me if I'm afraid to give up connections, or if I'm not aware. And this happened to me, I think, 3 or 4 times at the last tournament that we went to, the Ground Warrior. Man, was a dummy and let this happen not once, but I think 3 times. I get to the turtle position here, and I'm over-connected with this hand, and I'm a little bit too centered on him here. I'm not compensating by being back here like this. I'm here. I'm hanging out because I'm greedy. because I want this collar up here. And what did he do? He wraps the arm and then rolls. Does a Peterson roll. And puts me on the bottom. I was too stubborn with my connections. I got too greedy. Here. And I went after the attack and then I got rolled. So the first drill that I want to do is a detachment drill from this scenario. I think this will help us realize that letting go is sometimes the right course of action. So first, go ahead and get your connection here and let yourself be rolled via the Peterson roll here. Okay, so he's going to reach back. Ideally, he wants my elbow, but sometimes just the hand right there is good enough. I've had this happen to me both ways, and I've been able to do this both ways there. All right? And now, I think we drilled this a few weeks back or a few months back. Now, this inside leg, he's going to kick it straight back there, and now he hits his roll. And over I go. Okay, so let that happen, and then come back, put yourself in the same situation, and as he reaches back, okay, this is a little too late. So as he reaches back, we're going to disconnect, like so. And not only that, we're going to disconnect, but we're going to take advantage of the lack of connection and off-balance him. So I'm here, as he reaches back, I disconnect and I pull him towards me. And now look at all of this opportunity that just popped open because I disconnected and then I off-balanced him. So again, first time, stick your arm in there and feel what it's like to overcommit on those connections. Boom. Then go back to that same side, put it in there, he reaches back. Oh, I disconnect and I pop him over. And we'll take a look at some attacks from here. All right, let's get to it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Turns, yeah? Taking turns?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we'll add some follow-up attacks. So take 2 turns each because he's going to give me 2 different responses. And I'll practice both those responses and then it'll be his turn to do it. So we're not going to don't let yourself get rolled over anymore. Attach yourself, put those connections on here. But as soon as you feel him start to reach back, we're just going to disconnect right away. So I feel him reach back. I disconnect. I pull him. Peter has a choice to make right here. He needs to react somehow. He's going to either go back to his knees this way, or he's going to flatten out and face me here. If he just stays here, I get a free ticket to go knee on belly, to take his back, to go mount. It's not smart for Peter to hang out right here. So he's got those 2 options. Okay, if he turns away, we're going to take this opportunity and we're going to sneak in that grip, that thumb grip on the lapel, and we're going to go with a clock choke. One of the simplest yet highly effective chokes from this turtle position when we get this grip, and it doesn't have to be super deep. So I'm not behind the armpit, I'm just right in front of the shoulder. Thumb goes in, right there, like so. Now I need to block his ability to move. So I need to either block here at the leg, okay, or we can grab the pants there if needed, or if he's on his elbow, I can capture this hand there. So option 1 is there, option 2 is there, option 3 is here. I usually favor this or this. The next part of this is to connect our chest, our rib cage, to the back of his shoulder and even up into his head. Here, now watch what I do. My rib to his shoulder. And now elbow comes up and I'm walking my legs to this kind of this north-south position here, putting the choke on. So I'm connected. He's reaching back. If I stay here, my connection's going to work against me and I get rolled. So I feel him start to reach back. I disconnect and pull him over. He's trying to go back to his knees. That's when I'm sneaking this in and putting the clock choke on. Okay, and then I go into it again. I'm here. He reaches back. I disconnect, pull him, and he goes this way. He's turning into me, wanting to chase back some form of guard. Okay, because he has momentum on his side, he's coming in here. I'm going to go knee on belly and then switch to the other side. And now I have this nice attacking angle. I'm going to punch this hand behind his tricep, and it comes through the other side. We're going to hit an arm triangle here. Initially, I'll just go here, and maybe I catch palm to palm. But like any choke, we want to seal up those holes. So from here, I lift, and I'm walking my hand in. Here, there. And I can finish it palm to palm by flattening out and dropping my hips. My ear should be next to his ear, and I'm using my head to push his head to make sure that his shoulder is cutting off that side for the choke. So my head against his head, pushing there. I'm shrugging everything together and squeezing there. And usually when I go for this, it's a palm-to-palm choke. But you have the option to go to your bicep. So I'm lifting, I go to my bicep, and then, hey, I go to my head, here. Okay, and I squeeze everything together. We also have another option, gives us a little bit more power. If you're squeezing and they're not tapping, then I sit here. And now I start to lift him up. What this does is it allows me to torque him a little bit. So I'm not just lifting, I'm torquing. Watch this. There. You get a real powerful choke. Anything you want to add? No? Okay, let's practice it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more detachment drill from this turtle position, and then Peter's going to show you a detachment drill from scarf hold. So he's back in turtle, and I'm here. This time, instead of being reactive to him in my detachment, I'm going to be proactive. So reactive, that's the drill that we just did. I'm reacting to him trying to hit this escape, this Peterson roll. So as I see that coming, I detach, off balance him, and then he either went that way or he went back this way, and we looked at those follow-ups. This time I'm proactive in my detaching. He's really well fortified. Okay, everything's tight. Okay, I'm still connected to him, but I don't have a lot of connections that he can take advantage of, but he's not giving me much to work with here. So I choose to detach and then reattach. When I detach, I'm going to create some momentum and off balance him. So nothing's happening. I'm going to hop over, detach, and then I pull him over. Watch that again. Nothing's happening. He's held up real tight. I hop over, grab the hip, bump him over, and now I'm looking for my opportunity. Sometimes they'll turn back to their knees. We already looked at a scenario there. Other times he's rolling back into us. We put that seatbelt on and are taking the back to attack. Nothing. Hop over, watch this knee. Here, pull, and then move it away. Don't make this mistake. Don't jump way over here, and now as I pull him, this knee just slides out. You got nothing. So I hop over. There. Harness comes on. Taking the back. From here, we can go into choke number 1. We have the lapel that we can grab for the bow and arrow. We have the armbar option. We also have the triangle option. some of you guys that are more experienced, you're familiar with all those attacks. For some of you white belts, just stick to the rear naked choke on that. I detach. Boom. Here. There. With your partners. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So let's learn some more about disconnection. You have this thing in your hand, and it's good. You don't want to let go of it. But sometimes if you hold on too tight and the situation changes, that good thing becomes bad real quick. So Peter's going to walk us through another scenario of seemingly something good that all of a sudden becomes not good. And if he doesn't detach, he's going to be in hot water pretty quick. And then he'll show us, how to detach in this situation. So it's from Scarfold, which, by the way, if you don't know what Scarfold is, this is head and arm. He's got my head and he's got my arm. And this is where he wants to be. He wants to own my elbow, taking up all of this space. I think Nathan calls this the soul crusher. Because listen to how I'm talking right now. Peter's not even putting very much weight and pressure on me, and I'm already struggling being tight. So I'm going to start doing my ABCs, and you start putting increasingly more pressure on me. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. The soul crusher. This is terrible. This is terrible. But if I can get my elbow to the mat, then I have some options. Bump back this way. Take some wiggling, some finessing, but I get my elbow down. Okay, so now my elbow's connected to the mat. Now if Peter keeps holding on to this thing that he thinks is so good, because it is good here, it's great. But the second that my elbow slips here, it is not so great anymore. All right, and if he keeps holding on to this, here's some things that can happen. Thing that happens, number 1. That's thing that happens, number 1. Thing that happens, number 2. And then, I don't know, the thing that happens, number 3. He loses the elbow. I'm here. Bridge and roll him over. So Peter, talk us through how to detach when it goes bad.
Yeah. So quickly here, so he gets his elbow down. The way not to go, it may seem like the right way because we do a lot of stuff going around his head, like from that side control knee on belly. If I try to go around his head now, though, to get to the other side, he quickly just follows up and takes my back. Because my arm that was around his head doesn't have any connection to him there. So I'm going to go the other way towards his legs. Here, instead of going this way where I don't really have anything, I'll hold onto this for a bit. I still have my connection on him with my back. I turn towards his legs, and I have a couple options. One, this hand can go down. At this point, I'll let go of his head. And my shoulder, I'm transferring from my back to my shoulder. My hips are off the ground the whole time, and I scoop his legs up here. And I can step over and figure 4 my legs together. And then take my time climbing up to the mount there. So that's option 1. He gets the elbow down, turn on my back to my shoulder. It's kind of like a double leg takedown. You end up here. Legs are wrapped up, step over, lock your legs. Take your time, and then climb up. I think that's the way Byron normally prefers, going down like that. I tend to go over, elbow over here, and I'll control his legs with my hand here, and I'll come to this kind of reverse modified scarf here, and I'll start scooting up towards his head. Now I have a bunch of options. I could just step over to the mount. I have his arm nice and tied up there. Or if I don't want to go to mount, he drops his elbow. I'm turning here. I can scoot up. I can then own this arm and start doing my Kimuras and everything from this side control here. So those are the two options, either going towards the leg under or getting your elbow over into his armpit there.
Oh, hey, and that reminds me, the elbow in here, we worked on the paper cutter choke. I think it was last week. So show that option real quick.
Elbow, turn.
Right there, yep. Yeah, right into that paper cutter choke that we practiced last week. Okay, let's practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we got one more detachment drill that we're gonna do. This one is detaching for preservation, for safety. And I'm gonna be picking, in this case, Peter up from guard. So Peter has me in guard here, and I'm getting up to my feet and I'm picking him up. And what we want to stress is that when his shoulders leave the mat, things become inherently way more difficult for him. And if we're talking about the streets, he can get slammed. And man, slams don't have to be high intensity for them to be effective. Even if I just pick him up a little bit, I'll stay on my knees. Even if I just pick him up a little bit, put him down. Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of energy right there, and that wasn't even very high. It's just a few inches. So now imagine down like that. That's terrible. So Peter does not want to be in this position. Some things that Peter can do as soon as he feels that his shoulders are leaving the ground, or actually let's take a step back. As I'm trying to stand, preventing his shoulders from coming off the ground. So Peter, take it away. I'm about to stand.
Yeah, you're standing here. I'll start hooking his leg right away. And if I stay connected with my closed guard too long, he might still be able to pick me up and get my shoulders off. So I might open at some point and take a sweep there.
So as soon as he feels me, start to lift him. Oh, look at that. He's hooking. Takes away my base. But when his shoulders come up and he misses that snag, here, now I have gravity on my side and gravity's working against him. I brought my knees together. I created a shelf, very low energy on my part, a lot of energy on his part just to stay connected. I can fight his grips, and then I can start shake, 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 and now I'm going to find passing position. So Peter, what are you going to do?
I'm going to disconnect. At the right time, he picks me up,
Boom.
disconnect, and take him down before he has a second to think.
So Peter hit this live at the last tournament that we did, the Ground Warrior, the last tournament before the shutdown. He hit this live. I think there's a video of it in your the Absolute match, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome. And let's take a look at it again.
Picks me up. If I wait too long, here, now it's kind of in his term, so he can start getting his base, shaking me off. I've lost the timing aspect of it. So here, I hold on. I mean, from guard, it's good to have grips anyway, so I have grips here, so I have some connection to him. He picks me up, let go, and immediately going in to his legs, and take him down.
Notice he disconnects, and then notice the attachments or the connections that he regains. Go ahead and talk us through those.
Yeah. Up here. Letting go, and then immediately my head is connected to his belly, connected to his legs, pushing in. My shoulder has a lot to do on his thigh and hip here.
One more.
And you notice I'm holding with my right hand, and I'm going towards his right leg. If I was holding with this hand, that would probably affect it. I'd probably go to the other leg. So I was kind of landing with my opposite leg back first, and then down. Even before he has me up all the way, I'm already starting to let go.
And that's what was cool in that video is that's how you did it. That was the timing involved. One more time, like real time. So we're going, trying to pass your guard, stripping these grips. Right into it. Detach and then reconnect for the single leg. It's awesome. Ready? 1, 2, 3.